everyone. This is Hannah Fletcher with Muse TV, and I am speaking with Michelle Delamor from 60 Day Hustle. I am so excited to be speaking with you. Happy Tuesday. We'll kind of start there. How's your week so far?
Yes. Oh my God, it's been so good. There's a lot going on right now. I'm sure we'll get into it, but we're deep in casting. So it's only Tuesday, but it's been a wild week. It's very exciting.
I'm so excited. And yes, we will touch on that for sure. I want to ask you first of all, I actually want to commend you. I love reality TV. I've been a fan of just the
Yeah.
genre and the space for a very long time. And I love that you brought a different version of reality TV, something that's different to the space, something that is like actually informative and like really good for the soul. Not knocking the
Yeah.
other types of shows that are out there, but talk to me about this concept, how it originated for you, what your process looked like. A lot of people don't understand too that it takes possibly years to be able to get a show like this up and running. So talk to me about anything that you would like to share about this process.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. I'm so happy that it landed for you in that way. And I know it did for so many people. Our goal was to create something that could be super entertaining, have high stakes and all of that, but actually could be something that created like actionable steps for the audience to also take with them. So there is the learning aspect, but still entertainment first. So very exciting on that front. I think, as a studio, our mission is to inspire people and to create content that like moves things forward for humanity. And so when I think of entrepreneurship, of course, being an entrepreneur, I know just how that journey is and how volatile it can be. And so we wanted to create a vehicle for entrepreneurs to be able, again, to take actionable steps forward through the content, but also be entertained, and show people what it's really like. It wasn't all about like the highlight reel that you see on Instagram and the great outfits when you're, whatever the case. It's like, no, like this stuff is hard, but it's possible and your life can be phenomenal on the other side. But it does take a lot of work. And so we wanted to really show that journey. So it was quite a process, but it came together really well. And we had a phenomenal cast. Which they just showed up and you don't know because it's reality, it's unscripted. You literally do not know, are people actually going to show up in terms of how they perform with these with these challenges? Is it actually going to land? There were some that I was like, I don't even know if anybody's going to make sales this week. We're about to see it. Then they totally showed up. It was incredible. Some people made more money in a single challenge than they had in like an entire year of their business during the show, which was so cool. So, yeah, that was kind of the mission and the purpose to create something that had real, tangible like outcomes for both the contestants and the audience.
Wonderfully said. And what I really love too is I was thinking about this actually before we hopped on to have our conversation. I was like, this is such a great platform because yes, there is a winner at the end, but it's such great exposure no matter what. Like honestly,
Totally.
everybody walks into this as a winner and not a lot of spaces, especially like a competition style
Yep.
space for a reality show, not a lot of people come out winning in
Yeah.
terms of that. And that's what I really enjoy about this show personally. I wanted to give you my feedback on that. That's what I really love. It's a win no matter what. And then obviously you have your grand prize winner. I think it's
Yeah,
great.
100%. We had mentors on the show, both founders of really massive companies, who are judges and mentors, but then also experts in certain, the themes of each episode, whether if that was sales or marketing. And, as entrepreneurs, we invest so much money and time and resources to be able to grow and learn as fast as possible. So, like you said, whether if someone got eliminated early on or if they made it all the way to the end, they got value from the experience. And that was also really important to us. And yeah, I mean, also of course that big grand prize for somebody which is life changing when you're at that stage. And generally that's a lot of money, $100,000,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
to be able to accelerate your business, it's very exciting.
Massive. I love it. I'm curious to ask you, what is the symbolism? And I know too, even again in the reality space, just in the TV
Yeah.
space in general, we see the number 60 a lot. But what is it about 60 days specifically that really, meant something to you, to your team in terms of like making this whole show? Because as you mentioned as well in the show, I mean, this is multiple years worth of basically an education condensed down. Why 60 days specifically?
It's such a good question. We looked at different ranges. First of all, it's so funny when the show came out, my dad was like, "I can't find 365-day hustle." I'm like, "Dad, we did not give them a year." So much. But no, what we what we looked to do was to really create a time, a range of time that actually allowed us to see real results, right? If we did something in 30 days, maybe that wouldn't have been enough to see, real growth for for people who watched all the way to the end and you heard the contestants talk about the outcomes that happened for them. It's because they went through that entire 60-day journey that they were able to see such progress. So, we wanted to create something that had that short pressure, pressure cooker type time, but also we really needed to give it the breathing room to actually have those challenges land. And production, it's like you have to balance all of the things when you're doing production. So that also made sense for getting the show turned around in time.
Definitely. My question to you is, and again, understanding the nature of this space and understanding as well, like this is a TV show, but then it's unique as well. From the production perspective, what were the challenges, the trials, the tribulations, or even maybe it was completely easy as well? I mean, I'm sure for the most part it was to a certain degree, but when you're trying to balance the idea of you're maintaining and providing an education for your contestants and also for your audience, but then on the other side of things, it is a TV show, so there is a certain element. It can't all just be one note, of course, otherwise, then it's not a TV show. What did
Yeah.
that process look like from the behind the scenes end of things? How did you guys continue to make it challenging but fun, but what did that process look like for you all?
Okay, you know what? What you're asking me is actually my favorite part of the process. So our production days look like 12-hour days. For me personally, I wake up maybe 3:30 or 4 in the morning, and then we are on, right? Like there's so much going on. It's a 12-hour day. And what would happen is we're analyzing how the cast is doing in real time. And so after that 12-hour day, our team actually goes into creative sessions and we're there till like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, actually coming up with creative to take it to the next level for the next day. Because while we map things out from a creative outline perspective, it is reality at the end of the day. So we have to be looking at how do we make the stakes even higher, how are they responding, is this working, do they need to be nudged a bit more so that they can grow even more, like what does that look like? And so really we had these creative sessions that were so late after everybody's like worked all day and all night, and actually that's where the magic happens. It's almost like in life you have like your second wins. I feel like that happens in creative as well. You've just given it everything all day and then everyone's tired, and by the end of it, all of a sudden we're coming out with these like really fun magical moments. There's some moments that took place in the show that even like mini challenges that happened that we actually came up with the day before. We switched things up. It was like, oh, we were going to do this, but actually seeing what's happening, we're going to totally switch it up, which is very, very, for me, it's part of the fun of it all.
I love that. I think that that's the proper way to be able to do that too, because at that point you're understanding your cast, you understand who they are,
Yeah.
what their goals are, who's there for what types of reasons. I love that you guys are able to really adjust on the fly with that. That's got to be so complicated. I tip my hat. That I love hearing about it. That's why our interview is kind of catered towards that. I just think that the behind the scenes is something that's not talked about so much, and especially in the reality space, and it should be. I think it's amazing.
Well, I would love to have you out on set one of the days as we're shooting season two. It would be amazing to have you experience it.
I would love that, to be
Yes.
honest with you. And girl, we will be in touch after this. I would love that
Yes,
so much.
seriously.
Yes. Oh, please. Also, speaking of season two, that takes me to basically my final point here that I wanted to touch on. Congratulations. Season two is
Thank
amazing to
you.
be able to have that. I mean, I don't think people understand how exciting it is in this industry to be able to turn around and say, we are doing all of this over again. It's such a
Yes,
gift, it's such a privilege. So, congratulations on that, first
thank
and
you so much.
foremost. But what was the reaction when you found out about season 2? You guys are casting. Are there any pro tips that you have for anybody in order to be able to possibly get cast for this show? Anything that you would like to share in regards to what we can even expect and see?
Thank you so much. I mean, honestly, we are so thrilled and excited about season two. It is 60-Day Hustle season 1 times 10. The stakes get higher,
I love it.
everything's bigger, production is bigger. We're so excited about season 2. And I do have to say, like, I'm so grateful because part of our process and what makes our studio unique is that, you know, we are an end-to-end studio and we actually partner with brands who help make these shows, you know, who partner with us on these shows. So you see some of those brands. We had a brand, Pilot Pen, for example. I don't know if you guys did you see them in the actual episode?
Yes. Oh, yes.
They were phenomenal. So they've been a part of this whole process. We actually work with our brands on the casting side, on, you know, all of it together. So as we look at, you know, going forward and pro tips and making it even bigger and better and stronger, I think for entrepreneurs, our main focus right now is looking for entrepreneurs who have great personalities, who have a product, who have passion, who really, really want to take their business to the next level. We are really, really excited to invite people to come on board. It's going to be bigger. It's very, very exciting. And one thing I will say is, you know, at the heart of it, I was on TV before I was behind camera. I was on a reality show myself. I was a finalist on American Idol. I know what it's like to be a talent on the other side, and we're very intentional about, you know, making sure that everyone's getting value from this, that this is an empowering experience. And it is TV at the same time. It's a huge platform. So just inviting entrepreneurs who want to take their business to the next level to come and join us. Pro tips are just like, you know, be enthusiastic, you know, be like,
Yes.
that goes such a long way. I feel like people, and I can say, because we're seeing so many submissions, sometimes people are really caught up in the weeds of what their business does. It's like, we'll get there. Just give us the high level points, show us the passion, and really come with that energy, because it is a TV show and we definitely want to, you know, cast people who are enthusiastic about what they're bringing into the world.
I love that so much. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for speaking with me today. Also, again, thank you so much for creating such a positive show that really, again, provides such a great education. You guys are showing and shedding light on a whole different genre of the reality space. I hope that this encourages other shows to be able to pop up and really provide an education. I'm a sucker for a dating show. I love talent shows as well, but this is in and of it like its own league, and I'm just so glad to be able to see it personally. So thank you so much, and thank you for also just taking care of your contestants. That's extremely important as well. So
Thank
thank you
you
for
so much.
speaking with us.
I really, really appreciate you. I'm so grateful and so happy that you're loving the show, that you're watching it. And again, like, seriously, come hang on set. It's a whole vibe. It's a blast. It's so much fun, but would definitely love to have you with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks.